Hey guys, it's Philly, and it's been a minute. You didn't think I forgot about these kinds of videos, did you? If you didn't see, I've been working on a new style of video where I do a deeper dive in some pretty serious topics. I'm going to continue to do both styles depending on the story. I love making the new style of video, but a lot of people also really like this one, so I'm going to do both. And today I just need to talk to you guys about something I'm kind of sad about, and that is that Nikocado Avocado canceled on Ethan Klein and says he's no longer going on the H3 podcast.
I just made the executive decision to not go to that interview.
This has been something that has been advertised for the last couple of months, as Ethan has expressed a lot of interest in interviewing Nick. Nick was really hesitant at first because he felt like all the questions they were going to ask him would pertain to his weight, and he didn't want that. Ethan definitely said a lot of things in videos about Nick and his body that even followers didn't really like, and could see why Nick would be upset with what he had said about him.
Yeah, he started as a super skinny vegan, and then he just went beast mode.
They went back and forth a few times as Nick reacted to Ethan talking about him, and Ethan reacted to videos of Nick reacting to him.
This is him. This is him when he started YouTube.
I mean, how would you like it if I made a video about someone and said, this is his body, ooh, let's just talk about it, ooh. Look at them joking about my size. Looking at Ethan, we're probably the same size.
I am large, but come on now. Not as fat as you. We're both fat guys who know they're fat. Come on, there's camaraderie here. Don't call me fat, fatty.
And those videos continued again and again and again and again. Over the last few reaction videos, Ethan has said things like Nick was a diva and was demanding a lot to be on the show, including having to pay for his travel, hotel, and payment on top of that.
Ethan and Hildy, if you want me on your podcast, you need to fly me out there and I only fly first class. It's not because I think I'm really that important. It's because I don't fit in the seats. I also need payment for my time.
He was willing, as he really wanted to do this interview and have a conversation with Nick because he's genuinely just so curious about his life and his content. And in the most recent video Nick made about Ethan, titled "Reacting to H3 Ethan Spreading Lies About Me," he expressed that Ethan has made so many videos about him and he doesn't like that at all.
He's used me once, used me twice. He's made 7 videos about me.
He once again explains that he does not like the fact that Ethan has publicly called him a diva and talked about how much money that he was going to be making off of this podcast.
Originally, he asked me for like $15,000, and I was like, bro, like, listen, I like you and I want to make this happen, but come on, bro. So we negotiated a bit and decided on $5,000.
He's like, oh, I've never had to ask people to come. I'm not your buddy. I can't just hop on down the street for 20 minutes. I'm flying across the country. I don't know you. I owe you nothing.
He also just doesn't like the way that Ethan talks about his weight, and they're always joking about him, and he just doesn't see how Ethan can be promoting this interview as it's going to be like this grand thing, and he's like, you're not Oprah, like this is not going to be something that's like so fancy, like you're just this guy on the internet. He just seemed very frustrated with Ethan and definitely had no excitement for potentially going and doing an interview with him. So Ethan decided that he was going to react to Nick's video in a video titled "Nikocado Avocado is Scaring Me." And in this video, Ethan seemed very, very confused as to what is going on. He didn't know whether Nick was putting on an act, if he was being serious, if the things that he was saying were for real, or what he was doing. He said that he feels bad if, you know, Nick really had his feelings hurt by some of the things that they were saying, but he was under the impression that they just had this like banter, and it was understood that nothing was meant to hurt anyone's feelings, as Nick has called Ethan's looks out and purposely would say Hila's name wrong. So things like that had Ethan feeling like, oh, we're just being funny with each other in order to hype up this interview.
I want to go back in time. Don't you guys wish you could also go back in time?
You like your belt?
Look at Heidi. She's just like, that's my man. Crinkly smash butt in an ice cream cone.
And he felt like the back and forth with them was just for fun, and it wasn't, you know, anything to be taken seriously. And he thought that they were going to have this really good interview and he was going to take it seriously. And there's so many people in the comments of this video saying that Nick has just trolled so many times that it's unclear whether or not he is being real on camera with the things that he was saying.
But I don't know how serious this is getting. I should just say at a disclaimer that I like Nick. I thought this was just friendly banter. I haven't seen this video, so maybe I'm taking this too seriously, but I thought it was just friendly banter. I'm a fan. I think he's really interesting, and I'm super excited to have, and all the banter about like, oh, he's a diva. I thought we were just having fun.
There are a lot of people that have watched Nick's reaction videos to previous H3 episodes and thought that he was just putting on like an act, that he was upset because of the fact that he is very dramatic when he is in his videos all the time. Like him and Orlin have made several videos that people don't like where they get into fights, but they're not real fights. But I will say that if Nick is truly hurt by the things that Ethan has said, this video definitely didn't help, because Ethan literally jokes in this video that he was shocked that Nick would drink water because water is healthy.
Are you surprised he drinks water? Because I am. Like he should at least be drinking like Kool-Aid or something.
Now, Nick later posted a video on his channel titled "A Massive Dairy Queen Feast with Cheese Sauce," where in the beginning of this video, he said that he canceled on H3 and he would no longer be doing the interview on their channel. He says his explanation as to why he is not going on would be on his Patreon account, and if people want to know why he's not going, they can pay and watch and find out why.
You can check it out if you want to know, because a lot of people of mine they're not even interested, which is very evident by now, but I just put it on my Patreon account. So click the link down below if you want. You have to be a grown-up to follow me there, by the way.
Ethan then posted his own video titled "Nikocado Avocado Cancelled," where he pays the money to watch Nick's video and is reacting to it, and he uploaded it on his YouTube channel. And in the beginning of the Patreon video, there is a warning that reads, "If you leak this content, you will be sued." Ethan said that he ran everything by his lawyer, and his lawyer said that it is within his rights to react to this video and post it on his channel because he is giving commentary. So this is a lot to process. This Patreon video is a lot to process. Ethan is quite upset, obviously, because Ethan was really looking forward to this interview, and Nick obviously canceled the interview. He emailed Dan saying that he was no longer going to be doing it, so that was kind of how he told them. It wasn't like a phone call with Ethan or anything. It honestly seems like they didn't really talk much aside from when Nick was kind of giving his terms for being on the show, which I think could have solved a lot of problems. Anyway, in this video, Ethan is upset because he really was looking forward to this, and he feels like he is being used for clicks. Like Nick is trolling him somehow, and he already spent all this money for him to be on the show, and now the reasoning is behind a paywall, and he just feels really weird about it. Like it's just ridiculous that he has to find out why somebody canceled on him by paying money and like going on their Patreon. It just feels like a setup in a way to him.
So I don't know. That makes me kind of feel like used, like a little drama milking. For 24, why you gotta charge $24 to watch some dumb video?
He also said that he had a feeling this might all be because Nick's videos about Ethan were not clicking very well, and that's why he didn't want to come on the show, because he wouldn't really be benefiting from it.
I think the real reason is that his videos about me were not getting views, and he was frustrated by that. He's like, well, I'm not even benefiting from this beef, so screw it. Like, I don't know why. I mean, the ones I do on him people like, but for some reason his audience isn't interested. I don't know why.
Now, in the video that Nick posted on his Patreon, he is acting pretty serious in this video. He says he feels like Ethan is looking for another Trisha Paytas, another disaster, and he isn't going to be that person for him. Ethan responds and says that the interviews that he does are professional, and although the back and forth between them has been amplified, he thought it was just to drive viewers and make things interesting, and that they weren't actually being serious or taking any of the things said to heart.
You were making fun of my weight. I thought we were fat guys making fun of each other. A couple fat guys, you know. He even suggested let's go shirt to shirt and see who's bigger. I said, great, it sounds fun.
Nick said that he felt like there were no boundaries at all in those videos, and all the comments Ethan has made about his weight have really gotten to him, and there's only so much that he can take. Ethan says he never meant to hurt Nick's feelings, and if he knew it was offending him, he seriously would have stopped.
I guess if I knew it was offending him, I would have stopped. I honestly thought we were doing like just hyping up the interview with and the reaction thing was so funny. We were like 4 layers deep. I thought, I thought that's what it was, you know?
Ethan then says he didn't want this to be a bad experience for Nick. Like, his intentions for this interview were to be professional and have good questions ready for him, and it wasn't going to be this giant roast, and he wasn't going to make Nick feel bad. He really wanted to welcome him into the space. He was genuinely excited to do this, and he feels bad if he truly got the impression that it was going to be a roast. But he doesn't know 100% if this is really why he canceled or if he's just saying this. Ethan made a pinned comment on this video that read, "I don't know if I made it clear enough in the video, but I'm very sorry to Nick for taking the banter too far. I must have misread the room. Even so, some stuff I said was insensitive and I can understand why it would make him feel uncomfortable. Regardless, very sad the interview won't be happening, but I wish him well and think he is very talented and funny. Please do not send him hate. Y'all, peace and love." A lot of people in the comments think that Nick was never going to show up in the first place, and that if he was serious about showing up, he just got nervous because Ethan kept saying he was going to ask him like real questions. People have said, "Ethan, he was never going to go through with the interview. He wanted you to pay for his flights and everything because he thought you would refuse to do it. And then that would be his excuse to not do the interview. I'm sorry, but you were played, bro." I'll be honest, I thought exactly what Ethan did, that this was a fun shtick and a way to drum up excitement for the interview. I wasn't taking it seriously as if that was what Nick was realistically like. I thought it was fun as well. I even thought this video was another part of the meme, probably for the best. If Nick can communicate that, I think Nick is actually nervous about answering real questions about his life. He kind of hints at it through his jokes in his videos. I don't think it's anything Ethan said, but it's rather Nick blowing up the interview because he is feeling more uneasy now that the interview date is so close. If he had an issue with the banter, he should have spoken to Ethan in private. He purposely used it as a reason to back out. And I'm glad Ethan mentioned the Hildy thing because I found that extremely disrespectful. Some people in the comments have said one reason Nick might have wanted to back out was because Ethan wanted him to break out of his character for the interview and be more serious, and he probably didn't want to do that. But Nick has done several collabs, but most of those collabs, he isn't putting on an act. He's being pretty normal and having a regular conversation. So I really don't think that it's because he was about to be serious in a video, because he has been pretty normal and serious in a video before.
And for me, like, you could hear the buses and the trains, and I was in a city in Colombia, and then when I was not there, I was in Thailand or Vegas, and it's still just as noisy.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
Now, in a stream the other day, the original title of this was the Christmas special, but it was changed midstream to the real reason Nikocado Avocado canceled. And they briefly talked about in the beginning of this episode how they couldn't really get a refund for those flights that they booked for Nick, but they could get a refund on the hotel. The flights are going to be a little bit more difficult because he canceled just 3 days before he was actually supposed to be on the show. But despite all of this, you guys, it seems like the two have been pretty cordial by exchanging emails back and forth since all of this. Nick actually mentioned this in a mukbang, and then Ethan reacted to the mukbang on his channel. Of course, he reacted to it, where they both admitted that they apologized to each other. And Ethan says that if there was something that he couldn't get refunded for, Nick did offer to pay for whatever couldn't be refunded. And Ethan says that they could not get the $2,000 plane tickets refunded, but he's not going to make Nick pay for that. And, he says that they were cool. Nick says that they're cool.
By the way, Ethan and I are cool.
Yes, we
Totally
are.
cool.
100% we're cool. We had a nice... Dude, again, I gotta say, he says people make videos about him, don't like him. I like him. I really actually do. I think he's funny. I genuinely laugh when I watch his videos. He was very kind when things fell apart. We had nice emails between us, so we're cool, and I like him, for the record.
But the possibility of them doing a podcast in the future still seems like it may be something that will happen, because Nick says that the door is still open, and he says maybe he just needs to mature before going on age 3. So I guess we will see if they will do round 2 of trying to put this interview together. I definitely want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. It certainly did sound like a total mess, but I want to know, do you guys still want to see this interview with Nick? How do you guys feel about him canceling on Ethan just 3 days before he was supposed to go on? Let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.